Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
An Ohio appeals court ruled on Monday that chalking parked car tires is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. A three-judge panel agreed that chalking tires technically counts as trespassing in order to get information. However, that ruling only affects the states within the 6th district, being Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Tennessee. So where does that leave North Dakota? Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Bailey Hurley, talked with city officials today to find out if chalking is still being used in the metro.
Chalking. It's when a parking officer swipes a chalk mark on your tire to keep track of how long you've been parked there. And it's actually still a practice West Fargo police say they use to enforce their 72-hour parking rule. However, Fargo and Moorhead operate a little differently.
If we scan them at 8 o'clock and come back later, say at 9:40, 9:45, and that same vehicle is there, the computer will tell us. And then we will issue a ticket or a warning.
The cameras on Fargo Parking's vehicles ensure drivers are following the rules and not just bending them.
You can't just go right across to the other side of the street. It actually has to be around a corner or on another block face. So this block here, we're on the 400 block of 3rd Avenue North. So you would actually have to go to the next street over. So if we come back and they're on the right across the street, it'll still scan it. The picture will be different. The license plate will be the same.
Adding that the reparking rule would be a little trickier to catch using that old chalk method.
The system's definitely a lot faster than chalking. You know, with the chalking, you have to get close to the vehicle. It's usually on a stick. I've never, as long as I've been here, I've never seen us use chalking for our time zone enforcement.
In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Moorhead police say they use similar license plate technology when enforcing timed parking around MSUM and Concordia. Fargo city officials also tell us that parking meters would help with parking problems in the downtown area. However, North Dakota Century Code does not allow them. An attempted bank robbery early this morning shut down streets in Bismarck and forced surrounding businesses to shelter in place. Bismarck police have arrested 54-year-old Rondal Heitch in connection with the robbery. Police say Heitch entered Starion Bank in the 300 block of North 4th Street around 9:45 this morning. He asked for money and told people he had a bomb in his backpack. About 30 minutes later, while police were on scene, Heitch came out and was arrested.
There was an individual in the bank basically requesting money and said that he had a bomb in a backpack. A perimeter was set up around the bank, and eventually at about 10:14, an individual did come out of the bank, and he's now in custody.
Jail records show Heitch has been arrested for robbery and terrorizing. A small tractor fire left substantial smoke damage inside a Castleton garage. Crews responded to a call around 1:40 this afternoon of heavy black smoke coming from a garage on the 300 block of 8th Avenue South. Castleton's fire chief says it took crews about 12 minutes to put the tractor fire out. 3 vehicles inside the garage have heavy smoke damage, and the tractor is a total loss, as are other personal items inside. The fire chief says there was minimal fire damage to the structure. No injuries were reported. The temps are so great today, they might make us forget about what's to come in a few days. Hutch, a beautiful evening to get outside.
Yeah, spend all the time that you can outdoors. Alexandria at 79 degrees right now, Grand Forks 72 and 74 right here in the FM area. Beautiful conditions out there as well as we take a look at temperatures and compare them to other areas across our nation. Fargo right now warmer than Denver, Colorado, Kansas City, Missouri, and Dallas, Texas. That doesn't happen very often. A few rumbles of thunder down near Watertown and a few north of the international border, so a spotty shower can't be ruled out this evening. We'll spend most of our evening in the 60s. The wind, it'll be breezy out there, Andrea, but still worthwhile to get out outdoors and enjoy. 2 straight days of 70s. We will not have more of those for some time. I'll have details on a cool down in our future here in just a few minutes.
It sure is nice outside.
Thanks,
Hutch. A Fergus Falls woman is now facing multiple charges after she was allegedly found drunk while babysitting 5 children. It happened on April 19th. An officer was driving near the residence when he was waved down by 3 young children. The children told the officer that 34-year-old Tanya Tommerdahl had passed out and that a 10-year-old boy had left the house and they were looking for him. Also, court documents state a woman pulled up and told the officer that she found the missing 10-year-old. When the officers went to the residence to wake up Tommerdahl, she allegedly had a strong smell of alcohol. She was arrested and charged with child neglect and obstructing the legal process. 2 men have pleaded guilty to a heroin distribution conspiracy in Red Lake, Minnesota, that led to the shooting deaths of 2 people. Officials say 25-year-old Brian Boone, boardman of Minneapolis, entered a guilty plea to carrying a firearm during a drug trafficking crime. 23-year-old Frankie Jackson also pleaded guilty on April 18th to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute heroin. Court documents state that Boardman, Jackson, and another person conspired to distribute heroin on the Red Lake Indian Reservation. On October 21st of 2018, 3 armed, masked men broke into a trailer in an apparent robbery. Boardman reportedly fired 8 shots, killing 2 of the intruders. A show of support for an embattled bus driver in Thief River Falls. Joel Kezar faces a 5th-degree assault charge after witnesses say he choked a child who was riding his school bus. Now, nearly 20 of Kezar's co-workers are speaking out in his defense. In a letter to the editor, other school bus drivers and aides say unruly children compromise the safety on their buses and argue that the discipline of those children has been inconsistent. To prevent future incidents, we're told Thief River Falls transportation staff and school leaders are reviewing their policies and hope to have a recommendation for the superintendent by the end of the year. Meanwhile, Kezar is set to have his first court appearance on April 30th. The North Dakota Department of Health has implemented legislative changes that impact the medical marijuana program. Of the changes, a qualifying patient with cancer may be authorized by their healthcare provider to purchase up to 6 ounces of dried leaves or flowers in a 30-day period. A veteran receiving treatment from a federal VA entity may submit a copy of their medical records, and physician assistants have been added to the definition of healthcare provider. To read more about the changes, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Today is the first ever University of North Dakota Online Giving Day. It is a day where alumni and friends of the school can give back to the university to help improve the Fighting Hawks college experience. The Alumni Association said they had already raised $140,000 and expect that number to increase.
In total, people's dollars can be doubled. You know, there's match opportunities for up to $200,000. So there's a $200,000 range of different funds that people can give to have their dollars doubled.
And that amount was earlier today. UND Gives ends at midnight tonight, so you still have time to donate to different departments, athletics, and scholarships. Go to our website, valleynewslive.com, for the link on where you can donate. Valley News Live's parent company, Gray Television, is partnering with the Grand Ole Opry to create programming dedicated to the country lifestyle. The programming will be broadcast on channel apps that will feature country music artists, their hobbies, and love of music. The 50-50 joint venture will link Opry Entertainment's network of entertainment venues, licensed content, and original programming to Gray's local TV and digital presence. The anticipated launch of the channel will be in early 2020 across TV stations throughout the country. The Bison are back at it again this Friday, April 26th. The Bison will play their annual spring game at the Fargo Dome. You can catch all the action live from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on KVLY. We also want to alert you to a programming note due to the Bison spring game. Wheel of Fortune will move to KX4 at 6:30. Also, the show Blacklist will air from 8 to 10 immediately after the game. Speaking of the Bison, Bison football will be celebrated at the Twins game this weekend. The Bison will be introduced on field before the game between the Minnesota Twins and Baltimore Orioles. Bison head coach Matt Entz will throw out a ceremonial first pitch. Yellow and green NDSU and Twins caps will be available for fans who purchase a valid NDSU ticket package. The game is set for 1:10 p.m. It's not always an easy task, but there are some ways to organize your garage and keep it that way all season. Using slat wall is one way to make the most of your space. That allows you to hang everything from shovels to fishing poles. Baskets can also be hung on the wall, making it easy for kids to grab and store certain toys. Another way to create more space is by getting those shoes and coats in order.
Oftentimes there's not enough room inside in the mudroom or in the entryway for all of the kids' shoes and backpacks, and so to have some shelving right outside the door where you come in is convenient, and even just like some hook units for all those coats and backpacks so that everything's not cluttering up the house so much.
And just like inside the home, it's never a bad idea to go through the items in your garage and get rid of the items you no longer need. Take a look at this video from one of our viewers, Brad McKay of Valley City, who took the video of a pontoon driving in a flooded ditch near Fairmont, North Dakota. McKay says in his Snapchat post, the pontoon was seen driving in a cornfield. Last Friday, we reported to you that transportation officials in North Dakota and Minnesota shut down highways in the Fairmont and Tenney areas because of water over the driving lanes.